Hello, I am your host, Kate Kent, and welcome to Hairdresser Heartbreak Club, a Destroy the Hairdresser podcast for big-hearted, tender hairdressers like me. Hello. Hello, everybody. It's Kate. It's me. I'm back. I'm back on my own podcast. Can you believe it? Here's what we're going to talk about today. This is going to be triggering. It's going to be potentially traumatizing. I want for you all to prepare yourselves, especially if you are a colorist out there. This one is for you. This one is about when we break the client's hair. And if you haven't stretched the hair beyond repair, again, are you even a colorist? You know, we got to see what the hair can do. Whether or not the client agrees, whether or not we agree. You know, sometimes they're like, do it. Put the fucking bleach on it. Do it. And we're like, I can't. I shouldn't, but I will. So this is something that when I was teaching in beauty school, this is where we'll start this, in beauty school. When I was teaching in beauty school, one of the things that almost every student brought up as a fear on literally the first day of school was, what if the client's hair falls out? And all of you know, it's not that the hair falls off. It's that it breaks. Right? It's not falling out of the head unless we're doing serious chemical burns to the scalp, in which case, holy mother of God, you better have yourself an insurance plan. But we're all afraid of the client's hair breaking off. Aren't we? We are. And it's not necessarily just when we're bleaching it, but if there's other chemical things that this client has done, sometimes they don't tell us, sometimes we don't know. We're just out there trying to make them happy, trying to get them more dates with the Chads and Brads. And we're trying our best. And I would like to tell you one of the worst that I have done. And I'm going to tell you. And I'm going to say it was bad. And I'm also going to say I was not a student. I'm going to say that I was well into my career, but I was now self-employed and I was using a different color line. So here's where everything went awry is I have had this client for a long time. Very, very long time. Glorious, but for the sake of this podcast, we'll call her Carol. Carol's not her real name. I doubt that she would ever find this podcast and listen to it, but I would like to protect her identity because this hair was bad. It was so bad, and I made it worse. Okay. Carol's got really coarse, giant hair and had this beautiful idea of let's shift from having these really nice blended highlights that allow my gray hairs to kind of come in and be not as noticeable. Let's be all blonde all over, right? Platinum, so that these grays can come in and it looks like salt and pepper roots, but like platinum ends. And I think you all know where this is going, except there are things that are going to happen that you're going to giggle. In my heart of hearts, did I think this was a good idea? No, because her hair was nice. It was decent. It was big. It was manageable. We were in a good spot. We had, over the years, gotten her hair to be in a good spot. But she had a little bit of a, later than midlife crisis and wanted this platinum blonde, wanted to grow out her gray hair. In my gut, I was like, this is not a good idea. But I did it. I didn't have a boss to be like, what are you doing? I didn't have anybody else in the salon with me to be like, what's happening over here? I was cocky. I was overconfident. And I'm going to tell you that I fucking nailed it. I fucking nailed it. I nailed this blonde hair. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And I was like, goddamn, I am such a good hairdresser. And this all sounds well and good, right? Like, this is great. And you're like, that's not what I was expecting. Fast forward. Fast forward to the next appointment. 6 or 8, or I don't know how many weeks later. She says, do the exact same thing, except it's gotten a tiny bit golden. So we need to do, a toner. We need to do a thing. And little old me, with this new color line that I was using, did not really think too much about putting a blue-based toner on this yellow hair. Oh, it was green. Oh, it was green. So green, ugly green. Like, cannot even change the tone of this green. And what did I think was the best thing to do at this point? Cleanse it with more bleach. Again, it was a panic. I was like, what just happened? How am I going to fix this? I need to correct this. So by the time she left that appointment, it was better. It was still not good. It had that tint of green, like if you were far away, you'd be like, okay, it looks a little bit ashy. But if you got up close, you'd be like, it's green. So internally, I was like, this is the worst hair I have ever done in my whole career, because it's not just pieces. This is literally the whole head. And my client, what did I call her? Carol. I called her Carol. She's not one to just do a gentle blowout or an air dry. I'm getting in there with a round brush, and I'm putting my curling iron on it and a flat iron, and I'm going to make these bangs that are crispy even crispier. And I'm going to try to get more volume up here. And y'all, the next time, this is like the longest, worst hair that was just a nightmare. I was like, please just go somewhere else. Please just ask me to give you your money back. But she never did. No, she did eventually leave. Okay, she did eventually leave, but she never asked me for money back. The next time she came in, we cut a lot of hair off. And it was just like ramen noodles, crispy fried rice. It was like I would touch it with my fingers and it would just flake off like a newspaper that has been baking in the sun for like about 125 years. That kind of like fragility. Like there was nothing that I could do to repair this hair. And good God, has that haunted me ever since. And sometimes we get in this like, I know what I'm doing. I'm great. I'm confident. I've done a million bleach and tones. And then there's like one silly mistake that we make, right? And mine was, again, almost all the toners that I've ever used in my career up to this point had a violet base, and they would have done exactly what I needed them to do. And so I should have been a little bit smarter here. But I chose the one with the blue. Like, why would I choose the one with the blue? I went to art school. I know about color theory. I taught in beauty school. Like, I know what I'm doing. So it's interesting and it's heartbreaking when we fuck up so bad beyond repair. And all we can do is really just be honest and say, this is bad and I really messed it up. And I'm so sorry that every time you walk outside and the wind blows, your hair is flying down the street because the wind, or just going, just breathing on it, it would just be like breaking. And this is heartbreaking in a number of ways. Number one, big fat bruise to my fragile ego, because I was like, I'm so good at hair. And then I was like, I am not I am not good at hair. I am not good at that. I am never doing that again. Of course, I've done it again, but with the understanding of I must be smart. I must be smart. If I do it correctly once, it doesn't mean I'm going to do it correctly every time. It doesn't mean I'm going to use the same thing I used every time. It's a different piece of hair in a different state. So I think hopefully you all have had these experiences, because if I'm the only one that has done that shit, then I will just close up shop and I'll be done. And you can run me out of town with pitchforks. But I'm pretty sure that all of you have had that type of, I can feel every part of my brain and body and heart and everything is now directly in my asshole. Like it's, oh God, what are we going to do? Like the immense clench. And I know you've been there. Maybe not with a bleach and tone, maybe not with a platinum color, but there are times that we royally mess up, and that's part of the job. And being able to like learn from it and continue, and how to handle that client moving forward, right? Like to just own up to it, or to like really try and do the right thing to make it right, to say goodbye, to, you know, pay for their next hair color, or whatever we need to do to kind of be like, this is on me. I am responsible. I did this wrong. How can I correct this? And there's a plethora of ways that we can do that based on each scenario. Yeah, Carol left me after that. And I think it was the right move. I definitely think it was the right move. So I've never seen her since then, and I hope her hair is doing well.
Hey hairdressers, are you looking for health insurance? It's time to get healthy with Hairdresser Healthcare, the only coverage designed specifically for the beauty industry. Whether you're an independent stylist, a salon owner with a team, a makeup artist, or a massage therapist, we've got you covered with comprehensive and affordable benefits. With options for self-enrollment and year-round open enrollment, taking control of your health has never been easier. And the best part is, it's available in every state. Visit hairdresserhealthcare.com and take control of your health today, because you, your team, and your family deserve it.